everybody, and welcome back to Short Pit, a NASCAR podcast. I'm your host, Kaleb and Chris. Alongside me, as usual, is Chris Prince. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing good this morning, sir. Happy we got some Daytona 500 stuff to talk about.
Yes, it has finally come, ladies and gentlemen. The Great American Race, the Daytona 500, not yet sponsored by America 250. They did give America 250 to the duels that are happening tonight. So as you're watching this, hopefully you're watching this on Thursday night, maybe Thursday before the duels. You know that we don't know exactly what happened, but it's Daytona. Qualifying is weird. In super speedway, qualifying doesn't matter. It's going to be chaos anyway, but we're going to go through, try to preview this the best we can with the knowledge that we have, and we're going to go from there. So yeah, happy Thursday. Let's get right down to it. Let's kind of review the clash that happened last week. Obviously we both watched it. Bowman Gray, has it run its course with you yet? Are you over it? What's
I think it was good first year. This year wasn't bad, right? But I think it definitely is one of the things that probably has run its course a little bit because there wasn't too terribly much to talk about there until Ryan Preece started and SVG was leading on an oval. So I mean, you had two basic little storylines there. I mean, even Zilich did relatively well. But yeah, I think ultimately the race has probably run its course. But since it's Bowman Gray, I wouldn't be surprised if they're back. I think it's more so about the history for the track as to why they go there.
I mean, the drivers seem to love it.
Yeah.
All the commentators talk about is how the drivers all want to come back next year.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was snow impacted. They moved it like 4 times. In the race, it was snow, rain impacted. They had the wet weather tires and whatnot. It was a chaotic game of bumper cars, which it was at the Coliseum as well. But
yeah,
Bowman Gray, I mean, you're expecting that. You're expecting guys to get punted into the midfield. I mean, it just is what it is. I thought it was entertaining enough. I'm okay with it. Keep on coming back this next year and the year after.
I just don't think they're going back to Daytona. Like everybody,
I think people need to stop with the pipe dream.
Yeah, that's not happening. It not
costs too much when cars wreck and whatnot. And the Daytona road course, I mean, did anybody like that? That was a little before my time of watching it, but was anybody like, oh my God, Daytona road course for the Clash? That's awesome.
Like, I mean, they had the one good finish with Chase and Blaney, but I mean, other than that, no, it wasn't super interesting or entertaining.
And do you really want to watch SVG and Zilich put belt to ass?
Nope, not for the Clash. I'd rather not, personally.
Yeah, me either. So, yeah, I think it was a solid time.
Ryan Preece, though.
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
Yeah. First win for like Coke too as a primary sponsor since like the 70s, I think I read too.
No kidding.
Yeah, like they haven't been a primary sponsor like winning car since like the 70s.
No freaking kidding. That's cool. But happy for him. I told you last week that I think Preece is going to be a guy who might bump into a win or two at some of these short tracks. And again, Bowman Gray's an exposition race. There's only 20-something cars on the field,
something like that. Yeah,
but Preece has shown he's good enough to get himself in position to win some of these, and wouldn't be shocked if he comes out with one.
But definitely not after that performance. I think he's got some chemistry built with that team now, so they're only going to go up.
Speaking of that team, Brad Keselowski is back from his leg injury. He saw him walk around with his cane like an old man. He wrapped it with all of his sponsors and stuff. I mean,
it's a company man right there.
For sure. But he's back. He passed his NASCAR license test. I didn't even know these were a thing until
this year. I didn't realize it was a thing either.
Until he said so. But yeah, Brad's back. Any thoughts on how that leg injury might hamper him in the early parts of the season? Will it just be a keep on aggravating thing like Denny in his shoulder that's just going to get wear and tear? You know what I mean? Like, what's your thoughts on Brad K?
Yeah, I think he might. I don't know. It's hard to say because Brad's always been an aggressive racer, in my opinion. So to say he might pull back on that aggression a little bit the first couple races because of that leg, I wouldn't want to get into a big impact wreck at Daytona or Atlanta or Echo Park, as they call it now.
We don't call it that.
Yeah. Um, I don't think it's going to be something that aggravates him, but I think it might be something that hinders his performance a little at first until he gets a little more comfortable in the car with the adjustments and things he's going to have to make with that leg.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I definitely wouldn't look for him to be super aggressive and charging his way to the front at a lot of these races.
Yeah.
But is it going to hamper him super long term? I don't think so, but we'll see. We'll see. It sucks just the timing it happened, just so close to the season.
Yeah, at least he's in the car for the 500.
Yeah.
I feel like Chase and even Bowman a couple years ago when they had their injuries, for example, it was like the season had already started. They were already in the midway point of the season, and then injuries happen. It's really hard to come back. At least he's going to be in the car from the first points paying race.
And it's easier to come back in the old format where you're super aggressive and you get yourself into a win by your aggressive strategies, and eventually one of them pull off.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter here. You miss a couple races, you're kind of dead in the water.
Yeah, I mean you can't afford to lose out on the points now with this format. It's just
which is why Denny Hamlin pushed off his shoulder surgery because he was going to be out 3-4 months.
And he went out and put a heater down last night too in his first lap. I know he didn't get his first run. I know he didn't get the pole, which we'll talk about, but Denny looks good so far from what I've seen.
What else do we got here as far as housekeeping? Cleetus McFarland did get his truck license and will be in the truck race with, is it Nice Motorsports?
Yep, Nice, him and Travis Pastrana actually are going to be teammates in the Nice Motorsports trucks. So,
and you got Tony Stewart in the truck race as well. So, what are kind of your thoughts on that?
I like that. Tony's dropped a promo about how he was preparing for the race a couple days ago with iRacing and stuff because he isn't going to actually be able to do any 2 or 3 car runs in practice because it's just the way the trucks are set up right now, their series. But he seems excited. Of course, I've got a visitor now behind me, but the joys of sitting on a couch. I think it's going to be good. It's good. What's the word I'm thinking of here? Publicity, in my opinion, to have people like Cleetus and Travis Pastrana and then Tony coming back with all he's doing. So I'm actually okay with it. I think it might be interesting as long as Tony can get into the race. I don't think that he won't, but he does have to qualify on time. So that could be something we have to watch.
When's that truck qualifying? Is that today?
Yeah, I believe so. Today, let me see. I actually screenshotted Bob Pockrace's little schedule for the weekend.
Is there lights at Daytona, Bob?
Yeah, Bob. Lights at Daytona. Let's see. Truck racing.
Wet weather tires at Daytona?
Yeah, I want. No, actually, they're going to do truck qualifying tomorrow at 3 on FS1.
Okay, so people will get to hear our thoughts on Smoke before he maybe doesn't even show up. That's good.
Yep.
Okay. What do we got next? The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series Fords are not around in that series. What do you mean?
3 cars. There's only going to be 3 Fords running in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series for the 500 listed right now on the entry list.
What?
Yeah, only 3 Fords. I saw this. It's going to be
Richard Childress Racing and who?
So they're going to have.
Oh no, those Chevys. Who was I thinking of? Oh, early morning.
Yeah, I don't because Haas Factory isn't a Ford team anymore.
They're not.
Yeah, no, they're Chevrolet aligned now.
Custer too.
Yep, Custer too.
Did we talk about this?
Yeah, this is something that just came to me like yesterday when I was doing notes for this. AMR Racing, Harrison Burton drove for them last year. They're fielding 2 cars, and then the other one I believe is just a back marker car. So 3 Fords in the field.
Boy, and just how dominant Fords are in the Cup Series at drafting tracks, this feels odd. I don't know if I like it. I
mean, it's definitely – they haven't been – I mean, if you take Custer and Creed out of the mix, like Riley Herbst did okay here and there for the Fords and the Xfinity Series. That's going to be a hard one to break. But I think it's crazy because there's like an obscene amount of Chevrolets. I think I saw somebody say over 30 Chevrolets are going to be in the field. So, but they don't have the manufacturer alignment, I feel like, either in that series like you see in the Cup. So that does kind of help that play a little bit. I just thought it was crazy that only 3 Fords were going to be in the Xfinity field.
Yeah, that's super strange. I don't know. We'll see.
Denny's
We'll
racing, though. He did say something about wanting to race a Daytona race, and he's supposedly going to be in the field unless something has changed. Last I saw. I saw on Twitter that he was talking about it, but it could be wrong. They must.
So who's he?
Huh?
I didn't hear who he was.
Oh, sorry, Denny Hamlin. He wants to race. Said he was wanting to race the Daytona race, and they've got him listed on the O'Reilly Auto Parts site as driving the number 11 Joe Gibbs Xfinity car.
Yep.
So we'll see. I don't know if he was on that or not. I looked. I was going to go look.
But that's not a Ford. That's a Yoder.
Yeah, exactly. That's really going to be the big thing. Like, just what do you do if you're a Ford? You just go make friends with some of your old Ford team or your old Ford friends. You just go to the Haas team and be like, hey, we used to be friends. Let's work out again.
Yep, that's kind of it.
We'll see how that goes. It'll probably be a cluster. It is the O'Reilly series. So
there you go. You got that. You got it that time. Let's talk about qualifying last night for the Daytona 500. Old man Kyle Busch goes and gets the pole. Is it not the fastest qualifying time in Daytona history?
I believe you're right.
I saw that Priest got it, and I'm like, well, he didn't win the pole, so.
Yeah, no, I believe you're right. So yeah, Kyle got it. He actually put down a heater the first round too, and kept the position for pretty much the whole second or 3/4 of the field running their laps. It felt like, or second half. So that was cool.
And then Briscoe completes the front row.
Back-to-back years.
As far as the provisional guys, Jimmy Johnson locked in. He's in that open provisional, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
And Justin Allgaier and Corey Heim locked themselves in with good qualifying time.
Heim was surprising. I'm not even going to lie to you.
You know, Junior was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah,
don't gotta wreck the car.
Exactly. Corey LaJoie went out. That was fun. I told him last night, I was like, qualifying for the 500 is always a little more interesting than qualifying for anything else because they make such a spectacle out of it. Mm-hmm. Corey LaJoie came out and ran a freaking heater and put himself in the top 10 while Allgaier and Heim thought they had locked in. And that like dropped a big bomb into Junior's and Heim's plans after that. But as things progressively whittled down, you saw Corey LaJoie fall out of the top 10. And it didn't matter anymore. The open cars I think it's a little fun to watch them qualify. Their aggression is dependent upon the driver, I feel like, in the duels too. So that's always something to keep an eye on is the open cars.
Yeah, those would be the big dramatics of it all. I'll be working, so I won't catch it until I get back. I'll watch it at 3 a.m. on record, and I'll give my thoughts afterward. Hopefully I can avoid some spoilers if something happens. Yeah. But yeah,
if you're like me, just stay off of Twitter and you'll be good because that's where I get all my NASCAR news.
Yeah, but then I have you jokers in the group chat talking about
it. That's true too. Got to watch out for that.
Yeah. Bowman's gonna wreck and like 30 people are gonna tag me like, okay, I just won't watch. That's fine.
Just not gonna watch that. Fine, got it.
All right. So after Daytona qualifying, let's go over the team by team predictions. We'll try to rapid fire it. This is kind of a more zoomed out kind of look of it. We'll rapid fire it. We'll try to get through these quickly, and then we'll get into the duels that are happening tonight and Daytona itself. So yeah,
I feel like we could knock out 3 teams right away in this cover.
Obviously, so your thoughts on this was to go through what teams are making the.
Yeah, basically, let's talk about which ones we think are going to make the 16 driver chase. Anyway.
All right, so a little more typing work on this one. So let's start at the top with Hendrick Motorsports. I think you and I are in agreement that the chase format helps them
Yeah.
a lot.
Oh yeah.
As far as how deep they can make it into the playoffs. Obviously, Larson and Byron are always going to be championship 4 contenders, no matter what format you put them in. But I think this benefits somebody like Chase Elliott, whose average finish is always at the top of the group, and Alex Bowman, who's usually not wicked far behind him.
Yeah.
So long as he's not wrecking and stuff. I think that this format benefits all of Team Hendrick so much that all of Team Hendrick is making the chase.
I'm with you. Yep. That's
And they're all and the last position for them is going to be at worst like 11th.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, because you kind of hit the nail on the head there. Chase is really consistent. Bowman's not far behind him in that consistency a lot of times. And then you've got Larson and Byron, who, whether they win the race on skill, one of them, or back into a win, they're still going to probably have multiple wins. So they're going to inevitably be a championship contender based off of that. And Byron, to give him credit, was a little more consistent last year than he was the year before. So he's probably getting a little bit of, a hang of the consistency a little more too, which will only help them. So, yeah, I think all 4 Hendrick cars being in is pretty plausible.
They're gonna position well, race in, race out. That's just what they do.
Yep.
They're gonna, if they have a top 10 car, it's gonna be in the top 10 bare minimum.
Yep.
Some of them can push it into top 5s. They can push it into wins at certain tracks, certain points. But I think we're both confident that they're going to be in. So, how about you rank them for me? The 4 Hendrick drivers. What's the standing going to be at the end?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I went Larson first, Elliott second, Byron third, Bowman fourth.
I like that. Larson's always consistently good. I just don't know if he's going to go back-to-back championship. Mm-hmm. So that would be my one flop. I would probably, I really think Byron's closing in on it. So I would put Byron, Elliott, Larson, and then Bowman right there. And that could go a flop. Like I said, it really just depends on what we see out of Larson early on.
All right. Joe Gibbs Racing. Obviously, they have 4 charters. We've obviously talked about our concerns with Denny Hamlin going into this year. Chase Briscoe, we're both really high on. I mean, I think he's going to stay hot. Christopher Bell, obviously one of the great talents in the sport. I think we both agree that those three are getting in.
Yeah, I had on my little notes here that I do weekly for the show that 3 out of the 4 is going to probably get in there. Now, would it surprise me if Ty Gibbs Mickey Moused his way into something somewhere? No, because he's shown that he can lead races. He just can't finish them there. So if that changes, then maybe, but that would be kind of crazy to think half of your chase field would be locked down with just 2 teams if that happens. But I think it's probably a more solid pick. You hit it. Hamlin, Briscoe, Bell are going to be the ones who are there.
As far as points last year, Ty Gibbs finished 19th. With 5 top 5s, 783 points. To get to the top 16, he would have needed about another 1,400. He was that far behind Josh Berry.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of work to do.
So I don't see it. I thought that he'd go in a victory lane multiple times last year, and he didn't do it.
Nope.
I don't see the vision with a 4-team showing in the chase for Joe Gibbs. I think they take a step back. I don't know if I think their highest one is going to be Christopher Bell in the standings. Last year he was 5th. Denny Hamlin was 2nd, but you and I both agree I don't think he's going to win 6 times with 14 top 5s. And after that, it was where's Briscoe? Briscoe was he was 3rd. So it was a 2nd, 3rd, 5th for Joe Gibbs. I don't know if that's super plausible to do again with Seabell's 4 wins, Briscoe's 3 wins. But they're not. They at most are going to have 2 cars in the top 5 and not 3.
Yeah.
So
I could see, like I know we talked about it last week. Briscoe is going to be the guy that really depends on momentum for me. I really think if he can keep it, he could be that 5-6 win driver for them. But it really just depends on how he handles week to week the ups and downs, because he ended the year pretty high last year. If he can keep that up, then we'll see what happens. But 3 out of the 4 for Gibbs is more plausible, I feel like, than 4 out of the 4.
rank them, Bell, Briscoe, and Hamlin.
Probably going to go just because I feel good about Briscoe. Briscoe, Bell, Hamlin.
I went Bell, Briscoe, Hamlin. So
yeah, I think I could easily see this year being Bell's year. He's done it, but I mean, I feel like the last 2 years someone could have said
it's been
that.
Bell's year, yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to sound like some college football fans I know out north.
All right, Team Penske. People talk about them as like, oh, this could really hurt them, this new format. But they were 6th and 7th in points last year.
Yeah,
don't. You're not a toddler. Don't do the arm thing. It's 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
People are super low on Team Penske, and I think that they're going to adapt.
Yeah.
It's Blaney's always been the best Ford in the field for the last couple of years now. He's only getting stronger, I think, as time goes on. He's only getting better.
Yeah.
And Logano, listen, I know nobody loves to pat him on the back for good reason. But I think he's going to be just fine. I think I told you that I have him. Did I have him winning the championship?
I believe you did. Yeah. If not making the championship 4, I'll have to go back and look at those notes because I did save those for later on in the season.
Yeah. So I think Logano is going to be firmly in the mix. I don't know if he's my champion, Chris. If you pull up those notes and you're like, I did say that, I'll stand by it because I think there's a really good chance that he can do it. It's an even year. He can win multiple times. I think he's going to be just fine. As for Cindric, I mean, last year he finished 14th in points with just 2 top 5s. He was 40 points behind Alex Bowman and 4 points ahead of 15th place Austin Dillon. I have a hard time picking him to make the playoffs until we find some consistency, turning a lot of those top 10s into top 5s, a lot of those top 15s into top 10s, staying out of trouble. The one super speedway win isn't going to do it for him. If he happens to hang tight on a road course and steals one from SVG, that's not going to do it for him. He's got to find more consistency on these intermediates and these short tracks. So I just have Blaney and Logano making it, and that's the order 1-2.
Yep, I've got Blaney and Logano too there. And you did, just to verify, you did pick Logano as your champion.
Okay, well, Joey Logano is going to be a champion.
Yep.
I'll stand by it.
There you go.
RCR. Obviously, they made a lot of changes in the offseason as far as their internal development and internal personnel. Obviously, it started off hot with Kyle Busch winning the pole at the Daytona 500. Believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I don't think Austin Dillon's going to finish 15th in points again.
No.
What did he do last year as far as, like, he had 1 win, obviously, at Richmond. That was his only top 5.
Yeah.
And he had 4 other top 10s. That's not good enough.
No.
Josh Berry's going to be strong again. Chris Buescher, I mean, I don't see him falling off. I see him getting better, maybe converting some of those top 5s into wins. He had 16 top 10s, tied with Alex Bowman, who finished 13th. I don't think Buescher's going to miss out. Reese is right there with 14 top 10s. He's going to get better. Brad is right there.
Yep.
Hocevar is going to get better. McDowell's going to get better. Kyle Busch finished 21st with 3 top 5s and 10 top 10s. His average finish, I think, was like 17th. Yeah, I'm not super high on RCR. I don't think any driver makes it.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, it's going to be one of those wait and see things all season for them. They've started off hot with Kyle getting the pole, but if either of them make it, I think it would be more the 8, just because of the veteran consistency that Kyle brings. Even like the second half of the regular season last year, he started to get a little more consistent, and you saw him creep into that cut line battle. So I could definitely see that, but I'm with you. I don't think either of them do ultimately make the chase.
Legacy Motor Club, one of the more improved teams of 2025. Neither of them getting wins, but Nemechek put in a lot of really good efforts, a lot of solid finishes. With 8 top 10s. I think that was more than anybody was expecting. Eric Jones had 4 top 10s or 4 top 5s and just one more top 10. I think that there's a path for one of these cars to make it into the chase. I think Nemechek can keep improving. Eric Jones could turn some of those top 5s into some wins. But they got to qualify better, number one. Yes. I mean, they start in the 20s, week in, week out.
Yeah.
And they got to win. They got to find a way to convert into some wins. They got to, or at least turn some top 10s into some top 5s.
Yeah. You can't shoot yourself in the foot for qualifying and then be competitive. I mean, it's going to take a lot more work.
The stage points are going to mean a lot.
Yeah.
And you gotta do well in the first stage.
Yep.
It starts there. Yep. So I wouldn't exactly pick either of these guys to make it. But I do think they're going to keep getting better.
I do too. And I mean, you can always count on Eric Jones to turn into Richard Petty at Darlington. So, I mean, you could always see one of them in victory lane at some point. But I ultimately don't think, again, it's not the win and in anymore. So this doesn't benefit a team like that.
And the win and in, we could be like, oh, yeah, I could see John Hunter Nemechek ripping one.
Yeah.
And be bold. You can't do it here.
No.
So, unfortunately for them, let's go to another Toyota team, 2311. Obviously, an interesting offseason for them, getting the first win against NASCAR in a courtroom.
Yeah.
Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, and Riley Herbst. I forgot his name for a minute. They both finished in the top 11 in points last year. Bubba Wallace obviously having the win at the Brickyard. Reddick just kind of a steady hand, getting to 8th in points. Had a pretty strong season, just didn't get the win. 7 top 5s and 14 top 10s. Bubba Wallace got a win, 6 top 5s and 14 top 10s. I think that I do think that there's a place for him in the chase. I think that they both make it. And I think that the only change I'd make, I think Wallace is going to finish higher than Reddick. For whatever reason, I think Wallace is kind of catching him as far as getting those higher end performances. Yeah. I think he's going to be a threat to win at Daytona. He's going to be a threat to win Talladega. He's going to be a threat to win on Martinsville, Richmond, Kansas. He's getting better all the time. And Reddick, I mean, he did have a breakout season in 2023 with a couple of wins, or in 2024 with a couple of wins. Went all the way to the championship 4. I do think that's possible. I think these guys are going to be within like 2 positions of each other, and just give me Bubba to finish a little bit higher. But I think those 2 cars make it, and Riley Herbst. I mean, whatever. Like you're a back marker.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I had those 2 making it as well. The thing to keep in mind here, and I don't know that there's much legitimacy to this, but there's some rumblings that the Monster, their Beast Energy, is not going to be a primary sponsor on Tyler Reddick this year. That's why he's got so many different schemes. They're literally only staying with Riley Herbst because of the deal that he has, or his family has, with all their convenience stores. So they've actually put him in, I've seen silly season talks with Reddick. That will be interesting to see what happens, because if he doesn't have a secure sponsor, I believe his contract voids and he can go walk. So if that's looming over him all year, like the see Reddick suffer, because I feel like the outside stuff gets to him a little more now than it does to Bubba. Bubba's a little more prepared for all the negative, I guess.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, considering
Bubba used to be nuts.
Yeah, exactly. He's matured. You got to give him his credit. He's a dad now.
Yep.
So I think that helped him. I like Bubba to finish a little better than Reddick, but ultimately they both do make it.
Okay. So we're right in line here. We'll see if this changes with RFK. Brad, Buescher, Priest. Those are your 3 cars for RFK. They're going to have an open car every now and then, that little 4th charter. Obviously, the Joy's running it this time around. Yeah, how do you feel about these 3 guys? I think Buescher's going to make it. Like, he's just one of the quietly best drivers in the sport. Finished 17th in points.
I can agree with that one. I like that pick.
Priest was 18th and Brad was 20th. They're just on that bubble. But I think only one Team RFK car makes it, and it's Buescher. If you have one for the other guys, I mean, let's hear it. Can you talk me into?
I did in my preseason predictions put 2 at least out of the 3 making the chase because of how close they were to the bubble last year. I'm with you that Buescher probably will be the lock, but don't count out Ryan Priest at like a Richmond or one of these small tracks where he is able to show his short track expertise, Bristol even in the spring. So if that, he can rack together a couple of good performances, top 5s, maybe a win or 2, then I could easily see Buescher and Priest making it. Brad is probably the odd man out just for me because he did seem to struggle until the latter part of the season last year. And now with the leg injury, I'm not confident he's going to come into the season super productive or hot performance-wise. So, yeah, I'm with you. Ultimately, Buescher probably is going to make it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Priest sneak in.
Would you pick Priest? Like for our official?
Actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll put Priest in there.
All right, Spire. They obviously signed their superstar, Carson Hocevar, to an extension lasting into the 2030s. McDowell is still there, and Daniel Suarez replaces Justin Haley. As far as what they did last year, Hocevar was 23rd in points with 2 top 5s and 9 top 10s. McDowell, 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s, 22nd and 23rd respectively, separated by 32 points. McDowell, the leader, obviously. They were a solid 100-something points behind 2 RFK cars.
Yeah.
For 16th and 17th. I think Hocevar is going to keep improving. I think he could even end up in victory lane this year. In fact, I'd probably bet on it. McDowell, on the other hand, if he doesn't get the road course and he doesn't get the super speedway, he's in trouble.
Yep.
And neither of us really think too highly of Daniel Suarez. So I'm not picking any of these cars to make the chase. I don't see it. We'll see at the end. If I just don't have enough numbers, I'll throw Hocevar in there. But I'm not too confident picking them to make the chase at this point. I don't know if they have the consistency yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think the consistency is the biggest thing there. Plus, and I mean, you could honestly factor this into consistency, right? They had a lot of mechanical issues. I touched on it last week. I think Hocevar could be a breakout driver, but if the motors keep going boom, it's hard to park it in victory lane. So that's the big thing there. But yeah, none of them make it, in my opinion. If we were short one, maybe Hocevar, again, kind of like you said, but I don't think any of Spire makes it.
All right, Trackhouse. They obviously bring in Connor Zilic as a full-time driver in that 88. Shane Van Gisbergen's kicked out. No, I'm kidding. He switched to number 97, and Ross Chastain is always there. I think Chastain is going to make it for sure. He wasn't as consistent as I hoped last year, but he still finished 10th in points with a win, 4 top 5s and 12 top 10s. SVG obviously had the 5 wins, 5 top 5s. That's all he had. And then he had 2 other top 10s. So he He finished top 10 twice on ovals, or super speedways or whatever.
Yeah.
He finished 12th in points. I think Chastain and SVG get in. I'm not one of those believers that he's screwed now because it's winning in. I think he's going to win all those road courses, and those points are going to add up.
Yeah.
He's going to keep getting a little better at ovals. I think that there's a cap to how good he can be. I don't know if I'd ever pick him to win on one on speed alone, but I do think that he's going to stand a chance here. I think he's going to make the playoffs. Zilich, he's a rookie. He's going to make rookie mistakes. I'm not going to put all the pressure in the world on him to make the chase. I think he's going to be just fine. I think he'll steal one on a road course this year, but I think both SVG and Chastain make it. Chastain more comfortably than SVG.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I do think Zilich will probably steal a road course from SVG, but when you win 4 to 5 races, it's really hard to tell me that the points aren't going to add up there. SVG could still win 4 or 5 road courses, and the points are going to add up. And if he gets a little better on the ovals, then that's all he really needs in that points. He needs to start, you touched on it earlier, getting those stage points, being there a little more consistently, because this isn't the same format anymore. He's got to have a little more consistency if he wants to go deeper into the run.
I was just counting. I have 2 cars left. If you're taking Chastain and SVG, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You have 1 car left. So keep that in mind as we go on. Front Row Motorsports. Obviously, they too got the big win against NASCAR in court.
Yeah.
But a team made up of Gragson, Zane Smith, and Todd Gilliland. Which one do you think was the highest point getter last year?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to just go off the wall here and say Zane Smith.
It was not Zane Smith. He finished 28th.
Oof.
The best one was Todd Gilliland, 1 point ahead of him.
Wow.
And Gragson finished 34th with 1 top 5 and 3 top 10.
Gragson was just a wreck magnet, it felt like, from week to week. Every race you just saw the 4-car.
Combined, they had 13 top 10s.
Yeah, I'm not confident in anybody there.
And 1, 2, and 3 top 5 combined.
No, I'm good there.
A lot of drivers have better single seasons better than them, like Busher.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Front Row's got a long way to go. If it was winning in, you could see Gragson pulling off a win. Todd Gilliland, Super Speedway.
Right.
Zane Smith, quietly, he quietly puts in solid top 15s.
Yeah.
You could see him steal one, but I don't think you could pick any car to pull it off here.
Yeah, these last few teams, I really don't think we're going to be pretty confident in any of them myself. But yeah, I don't
Besides this one, Wood Brothers.
Yeah. Besides
Josh
that,
Berry finished top 16 in points. He was P16. I think consistency is going to find him again.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Team Penske affiliate. He's going to be good at super speedways. We've seen him really good on short tracks, kind of like Priest. So yeah, I think Barry's going to make the playoffs, so he's going to be fine.
I think that Josh would be my last driver there. I think he's going to make the chase. We got to get erase playoffs from our mindset here. Yeah. But yeah, I think Josh will be fine. I think he would have probably done a little better in last year's playoffs had he not had the bad string of bad luck to start it. Barely raced any of those races that first round, it felt like, before he was out on a wreck or mechanical issues. So Josh would probably be my last driver.
All right, so you're done.
Yep.
And frankly, I'm done talking about these backmarker teams. Haas Factory, no. Rick Ware Racing, no. Ricky Stenhouse, no.
So
I have to pick one more car. Do I want to? I'm not picking Austin Dillon from RCR. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm kind of between Gibbs and Cindric.
Did you put Priest in?
Yeah, he's kind of third on that list, but I think that Cindric has better equipment and Gibbs has better equipment.
Yeah.
Um,
Cindric's been the victory lane. Gibbs hasn't. So, like, if I was going to give them a benefit.
And Gabe Hart is not involved with JGR anymore, and he was a big part of screwing Ty Gibbs head on right.
Yep.
And Cindric's going to be in improvement mode. Yeah, sure, I'll give it to Cindric.
Yeah, might as well.
So all 3 Penske cars are going to make the playoffs for me. And obviously, I picked Logano to win the championship. I'll stand by it.
I had Bell, so.
And you had Christopher Bell winning the championship. So there you go. Those are our team-by-team predictions. You talk about the duels a little bit. Tonight, duel 1 starting at
7 p.m.
7 p.m. I'll be just during my lunch break, so maybe I'll catch the first half hour of it on my phone. And then the second duel is at 8:45. 8 open entries. Obviously, Allgaier and Heim locked themselves in. What are the battles?
I like, to be honest, I like Corey LaJoie and Anthony Alfredo. They showed, those are super speedway drivers. Anthony Alfredo obviously is kind of a backmarker team, but I think he survives enough in that car that he could be around at the end, barring the chaos. Same with Corey LaJoie if they make the show. But Corey also showed speed in qualifying. So I think those are the 2 biggest right there to watch personally myself. I don't think you're really going to see much aggression anywhere else, maybe near the end. But I think it'll be the duels are probably going to be pretty mild overall.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't see the BJ McLeod machine pulling that off.
Hey, we might be able to reach out and put our logo on the hood. It was, if he makes the race. I'm just saying.
I feel like he doesn't have a logo on purpose. Like this is, like he just thinks that's cool.
Probably he likes being the dark horse. I guess.
Yaley out.
Yeah.
Mears out. Chandler Smith out. Yeah, I think Alfredo and LaJoie are probably your best bets.
Yeah. And LaJoie more so because of the equipment he's in, probably.
Yes, for sure. 42 to 13. Let's get into Daytona before we get out of here. Let's take a weather look ahead. We're looking for sponsors for that, by the way. For now, I'll call it the Belly Up Sports Weather Look Ahead.
I like it.
On Sunday, precipitation chance of 25%. So it's gone down, really.
Oof, I like it.
Stand by. Daily. I should have had this pulled up, but I'm an idiot. Give me the hourly. God. Come on, let's go. Load. Hourly. This is so stupid. No, not today, you dumbass. Oh my god. Okay, I should have just pulled it up on my phone. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
It's still early in the morning, folks. I'm going back to bed when this is done.
Yep.
Daytona Beach, Florida on Sunday. It's a 60% chance of rain, but the rain is pushed off to 8:30.
It's not bad.
So I think we're going to get a full race in. I think it's going to start at 3, and it's all going to be fine.
Yep.
Going to be a nice 74 degrees at green flag.
Sounds good.
Be a good race to attend. Obviously, our buddy Stokes goes every year.
Yep.
So he's going to
enjoying the show while we watch it on TV.
Have a whole lot of fun there. Yeah. What are your wants / your expectations?
Wants, obviously, I think that's a clear one. As a fan of an individual driver, you want your driver to win the 500. Honestly, I just want a good show. Like, I don't want none of the stupid nonsense that you saw last year where we just ride around. But I don't know that you're going to get that because fuel saving has become a part of this, or fuel strategy has become such an integral part of this super speedway format racing. So I just hope that we wouldn't see that. I'd like to see more balls to the wall racing because that's what they're promoting NASCAR as too now. But yeah, expectations. That's my expectations. More balls to the wall. But that's what I hope for too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be a fine race. It's going to be like every other Daytona. Hopefully, it gets in on time as scheduled. No rain affection. First time that a Daytona race hasn't been rain affected in how long?
Oof.
Certainly been a while.
Yeah.
So I think that we'll get that, judging by the forecast. I mean, the rain just keeps going away, which I like. If it like was creeping towards, I'd be like, oh,
Wouldn't like it. No.
Yeah, I think it'd be one of the better stories would be like Kyle Busch winning it after 20 something years of coming so close and coming so short. Denny Hamlin winning it in the during the offseason he had. I think that'd be cool. That'd be a good way to revitalize some things. But obviously our favorite drivers winning it would be sick. The drivers we pick to win it would be sick.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm kind of with you. Just hoping for a solid, fun showing. And yeah, we'll go from there as far as that goes. Let's look at DraftKings as we usually do. I usually start with the grouping props. We pick from the group, and we let you know what we think the best bets are. So let's start with Group A. Denny Hamlin plus 230, Ryan Blaney plus 250, William Byron plus 275, Kyle Larson plus 275. Who is going to finish the highest of these guys?
I'm going to go with Blaney on that one.
As well, Team Penske is just kind of dominant.
Yeah, plus, I mean, Blaney's got 2 summer Daytona wins or fall Daytona wins, depending on how you look at it. He knows how to win there. He has horrible luck in the 500. I mean, you saw him drive straight into the outside wall last year, basically. But, yeah, Blaney's probably going to be the best finisher there.
Group B, Kyle Busch plus 215, Joey Logano plus 225, Chase Elliott plus 300, Austin Cindric plus 300. I'm going Joey.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm probably going to go Joey on that one.
And Group D, Chris Buescher plus 190, Carson Hocevar plus 260, Ross Chastain plus 285, Tyler Reddick plus 310.
Ooh. That's tougher. That's a tougher grouping there. Give me Chastain. I'm just going to go
Chastain. I'm going to go Buescher.
I like it.
So in this parlay, plus 31.98 if you do me, Blaney, Logano, Buescher. Put $10 down, you're winning 329. If you put Ross down, plus 42.79, put $10 down, you're winning 437.
Some pretty good winnings, in my opinion.
Yeah, I usually like these group props. I think they're fun. Okay. Let's look at some of these parlays that DraftKings has put up for you.
Yeah.
First being the Hendrick ladder. Back these Hendrick cars to climb the ladder in the Daytona 500. You will basically be betting that that William Byron finishes in the top 3, Kyle Larson finishes in the top 5, and Alex Bowman finishes in the top 10. 972 people have placed this bet. Plus 1909, $10 pays 200. Like that?
I do not, and I'll tell you why. Kyle Larson in 19 career Daytona starts has no top 5s.
Ooh.
No top 5s. So I'm not confident in Larson here. Not to say he hasn't got a little better, but that would be my weak link on that parlay. I don't like
Alex Bowman top 10. Lock it in.
I like Alex Bowman top 10. And I like, believe it or not, Byron to be a top 3. Whether it happens or not, I just think he's got the better chance of that out of those 3.
Back-to-back Daytona 500s or something to it.
Yeah. I think it could happen.
Beats chaos.
Yeah.
Back the last 4 Cup Series champions to all finish in the top 10 in the Daytona 500. So you're picking Blaney to finish in the top 10, Logano to finish in the top 10, Larson to finish in the top 10, and Elliott to finish in the top 10. Plus 635, $10 pays 73.
Yeah, Larson's my weak link here again.
Again,
yeah. I mean, it's hard to look over that stat. 0 top 5s in 19 races. This just needs him in the top 10, so it's probably a little more plausible. But I still just don't feel comfortable putting that bet because he just doesn't have the consistency you would want to put money on him.
Up next. Sorry, writing down timestamps. Penske Power. Back all these Penske cars to finish in the top 10 on Daytona 500. Ryan Blaney top 10, Logano top 10, Cindric top 10, plus 367, $10 pays 46.
What's your opinion on this one? Because I'll tell you mine after.
I like it.
You like it?
I like
it's
it.
Not a bad one. I actually did this. I said the same thing. I think the 2 is the weaker link there, but even then he showed speed in practice. But I still like this one. I
wonder how much you'd get if you added Josh Berry top 10.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would like it maybe a little more if Josh was there, but I don't mind this one. This is probably one of my if I could talk, one of my more favorite parlays that DraftKings is offering right now.
Denny's Revenge Tour. Back to driver 11 to win his 4th career Daytona 500. Denny to win is plus 900. $10 pays 100. 1.2K people have placed this bet.
I can see
he's
why.
also the betting favorite at Daytona. He's plus 900 right now.
I like this one. It'd be probably a small dollar bet for me, like $5-10, but I do like that just because he showed speed. Like his practice speed wasn't really well, but then he went out and laid a heater in qualifying. I'll see how he does in the duels or in his duel tonight, or if he even really races hard in his duel for that matter. But I don't. Yeah, this is one I would be okay with.
Trophy collector. Back the reigning Cup Series champion to add to his collection in the 2026 Daytona 500. Kyle Larson to win the 2026 Daytona 500 plus $1,100. $10 pays 120. I think he's improving on these super speedway races. Obviously, he finished 2nd or 3rd in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Last year, but wouldn't pick him to win.
No, he's not a winning pick for me here, so I'm going to stay away from that one myself.
How about Ryan freaking Blaney? Back to 2023 Cup Series champion to win his first Daytona 500 in 2026. Blaney to win is plus 1,000. He is 2nd.
Yeah, I actually like this one too. I touched on it a little earlier. I think Blaney's a solid pick for Daytona if he can avoid the crap that he's got himself into. He's won here in the summer, so I like this one.
3 of a kind. Back William Byron to win his 3rd Daytona 500 in a row in 2026. Byron to win 2026 Daytona 500 plus 1,100. $10 pays 120.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't. Not to say it won't happen because I didn't think he'd win back to back, but I'm not confident enough to put money on it that he's going to go 3 in a row. So no, I'm good. We're going to stay away from that one.
All right. So those are your props and your parlays. Go ahead and throw those in. And let's close it out with our picks. Who is going to win the Daytona 500 in 2026, Chris? Obviously, we have a new format for this. We're not just going to say it. I think that's lame. I said it was lame last year. Nobody wanted to listen to me. So let's start here. Obviously, we had the full field. The world is our oyster, my friend. Who is going to win the Daytona 500 in 2026? I'm the host, so I'll let you pick first.
I was gonna save him but honestly, after the qualifying, I have to go with Kyle Busch. I'm just gonna go ahead and knock Kyle off my list for the season. He showed good speed, laid down a heater the first round, and then went out and backed it up the second round. I'm gonna roll with Kyle.
I respect you not picking one of the open charters. It's like a Mickey Mouse kind of thing. I wouldn't have blamed you, but as for me, Ricky Stenhouse.
I like that, actually. Go ahead and...
It's a guy I'm not going to use again.
Yeah, exactly. Get him out of the way. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
And he's won here before, 2023, if you do recall.
Previous.
So that's our first round of picks. We obviously can't use these guys again.
Nope.
And we'll keep a tally as to who wins. And at the end of the year, we'll see who has the most wins. And I don't know. Maybe the winner gets something. Maybe the loser has a punishment. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
But once again, Chris, we get this in under an hour. Appreciate you coming on as always. Any fine words for the people at home?
Enjoy the weekend. That's it. I'm going to do my best. You're not going to see no pieces, maybe the picks piece, depending on our schedule this weekend. We hadn't even talked about that, but I'll get power rankings out next week after the 500, and
That's
obviously
when you start it. Yep.
We'll be back next week. So
if you start the picks piece, I'll get to it.
Sounds good. I'll try to today. I'll let you know.
All right. Either way, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're on TikTok now. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We obviously put out some reels. Some people saw that. I encourage you guys to subscribe and keep tuned. Watch these full segments, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.